Tim's News Explosion. 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 Tim's News Explosion.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Tim's News Explosion on this Monday, the 18th of July, 2022. We are live on the Wilmsfront YouTube, DLive and Odyssey channels, as well as on the Interactive Entropy software, which I've just put the link into the YouTube live chat. It is 8:30 p.m. here in Melbourne, Victoria, where it is forecast to be the bleakest week of our winter freeze so far, according to the Bureau of Meteorology. So there was it only just got over 10 degrees Celsius. And today, later in the week, in parts of the state, the temperatures are forecast to go into negative territory in the early mornings. If you're a Victorian resident such as myself, you will know that it's very cold nights, very cold mornings. Maybe the sun comes out for a bit, and that's about it. It's unprecedented cold weather here. We weren't imagining it when it started to get really cold at the beginning of winter. It was the coldest start to a Victorian winter this century, though it hasn't been declared a national emergency. So there are no video updates from the director of our Bureau of Meteorology, this person, Dr. Andrew Johnson, who has been director of meteorology. He's not called the chief meteorological officer. So he was appointed back in 2016 by Josh Frydenberg when he was energy minister there. But over in the UK, where it is in the Northern Hemisphere, their summer, their Met Office has declared a red warning for extreme heat. And so their director put through this video message, Penny Endersby, about the unprecedented hot weather.
I'm Penny Endersby, and it's my great privilege to be the Chief Executive of the Met Office. Our driving purpose at the Met Office is to help you make better decisions to stay safe and thrive, and I can say that the extreme heat we're forecasting right now is absolutely unprecedented. We've seen when climate change has driven such unprecedented severe weather events all around the world, it can be difficult for people to make the best decisions in these situations because nothing in their life experience has led them to know what to expect. Here in the UK, we're used to treating a hot spell as a chance to go and play in the sun. This is not that sort of weather. Our lifestyles and our infrastructure are not adapted to what is coming. Please treat the warnings we are putting out as seriously as you would a red or amber warning from us for wind or snow, and follow the advice. Stay out of the sun, keep your home cool, think about adjusting your plans for the warning period. If you do have to go out, wear a hat and sunscreen, keep in the shade as much as possible, and carry water. Don't leave people or animals in hot cars, and keep a particular lookout for your family and neighbours, especially more vulnerable people. Our forecasters will continue to work around the clock to ensure we give you the very best advice we can. Thanks for taking care.
As Penny said, this is super serious. And so this is their red warning system here, if you can read it. So it says an exceptional hot spell on Monday and Tuesday leading to widespread impacts on people and infrastructure. So population-wide adverse health effects experienced not limited to those most vulnerable to extreme heat, leading to serious illness or danger to life. Government advice is that 999 services should be used in emergencies only. Substantial changes in working practices and daily routines will be required. High risk of failure of heat-sensitive systems and equipment, potentially leading to localized loss of power. Significantly more people visiting coastal areas, lakes, rivers, leading to an increased risk of water safety incidents. Delays on roads and road closures, along with cancellations of rail and air travel. Oh, well, that was already happening already, with significant welfare issues for those who experience moderate delays. So it's everything. There's everything to worry about. You need to panic. Red alert warning systems. And that's not, the Met Office is not the only UK government agency that's put out a red alert. The UK Health Security Agency, which was established during the coronavirus pandemic, you can guarantee that if there's a government agency that has the word security in its name, it is not about making the people secure. It is more about securing increases in government power and control. So their heat health alert, current watch level 4 emergency. So it's a national emergency. 100% probability of heat health alert criteria being met between quadruple O Monday and quadruple O Wednesday in parts of England. Renewed hot or very hot conditions develop across the country this coming weekend and into the working week. Some exceptional high temperatures in places. The hottest locations are likely to be in parts of central and eastern England. An update will be issued when the alert level changes in any region. So it says here, advice, look after others, especially older people, young children and babies, and those with underlying health conditions. Close curtains on rooms that face the sun to keep indoor spaces cooler. And remember, it may be cooler outdoors than indoors. Drink plenty of fluids and avoid excess alcohol. Dress appropriately for the weather and slow down when it is hot. Be on the lookout for signs of heat-related illness. Cool your skin with water. Slow down and drink water. All of this stuff, like, if you're a human that's been on this planet for a decent number of years and you're a mature adult, all of these things are common sense. But of course, we live in such a nanny state now, and there's this new generation of people who don't know what to do unless the government tells them what to do. The Chief Medical Officer of England, Chris Whitty, so he put out this tweet that people know the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So heat exhaustion, feeling faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, clammy skin, nausea or vomiting, muscle cramps. Heat stroke is feeling confused, no sweating, temperature over 40 degrees, hot, dry skin, nausea or vomiting, may lose consciousness to experience convulsions or seizures. So there's lots of things that can go wrong during these times. You need to stay alert to all of the danger that's happening all the time. And this current state of overheating hysteria was summed up by my favorite British commentator, Katie Hopkins.
Oh my God. The government have called a COBRA emergency planning meeting, and it seems that the knuckle of the problem is that it is not -2 degrees and grey. British people are being exposed, as we speak, to sunshine. and some of them are at risk of having a good time at the seaside, and that is not okay. There are also rumours that Penny Mordaunt has threatened to turn up in a swimming costume again, and none of us need that. And little Rishi Sunak has lost his armbands. What we can be certain of is that this is a theatre in two parts. Number one, appeasing the people who want to look to government, who like to feel afraid, who want to be told what to do. I need to be scared of the sunshine. Quick, let's listen to the government. And number two, it's very helpful for the government when they need to bring in more of the climate change nonsense, restrict your freedoms more, remove your ability to live your life as free as you can be. They can say, oh yes, but remember that emergency COBRA meeting we had to have in the summer because of this sunshine. Either way, enjoy the sunshine and have a great day.
Lady of Shallot, who's a regular in the chat, doesn't seem to be thinking that my sarcastic hysteria is funny. She says that's where I used to live in the north of England. Heck, 39 degrees Celsius in Yorkshire. Seriously, people will be dying. They can't cope if it gets above 25 degrees Celsius in the north. The railway tracks bend and the roads melt. Yes, I'm seeing this argument put forward that people and infrastructure in the UK aren't meant to cope with these high temperatures. But I'm not sure about you, Lady of Shallot, but I'm the same race as the native Europeans, but I live here in Australia, where it is getting it hasn't got over 40 degrees, sadly, for many summers here in Australia. Like when I was growing up, it used to get over 40 degrees, and we'd just be like, wow, it is so hot, just like we are at the moment. It is so cold when it's less than 10 degrees. So we're probably going to get into nature versus nurture, but I do find it hard to believe that the two, like the same race of humans, like it's one because of where they live, they can't handle the extreme heat like we can. And obviously, with mass migration to the UK, a lot of the immigrants to the UK, they come from hotter places on Earth than what it is in the UK. In fact, a lot of UK people flee to go down to Spain, where it is hotter. But apparently that it can't be too hot in their own country. Now. Lady of Shallot says it is truly dreadful, dries your skin out and your hair. So I think Lady of Shallot maintains that the English people, even though like I'm the same race as the indigenous English, that apparently that it's their bodies can't handle the same temperatures that we do. Now this leads me on to another clip on GB News. John Hammond, who's a meteorologist, basically said why the sunshine, unprecedented sunshine, is so dangerous.
Oh, you see, John, you're outside enjoying the sunshine. It's not too hot, is it?
No, it's absolutely lovely. It's 20 degrees out here. It's perfect. But on a serious note, folks, by early next week, you can scrap 20 degrees. It could well be 40 degrees. I think there will be hundreds, if not thousands, of excess deaths early next week. The charts that I can see in front of me are frightening. So we all like nice weather, but this will not be nice weather. This will be potentially lethal weather for a couple of days. It'll be brief, but it'll be brutal.
Oh,
so
John,
we can.
So John, I want us to be happy about the weather and everything. I don't know whether something's happened to meteorologists to make you all a little bit fatalistic and harbingers of doom. Because all of the broadcasts, particularly on the BBC, every time I've turned on anyone's talking about the weather, they're saying that there's going to be tons of fatalities. But haven't we always had hot weather, John? I mean, wasn't the summer of 76, that was as hot as this, wasn't it?
No, and we are seeing more and more records, more and more frequently, and more severely. So yeah, some people always hark back to the summer of 76, which was a freak event 40 odd years ago, over 40 years ago. But heat waves are becoming more extreme. This is yet another one which is coming down the tracks towards us. And, I don't think we should be too light-hearted about the fact that many are going to die early next week because of the heat. 40 degrees, the sort of temperature that this country, I'm afraid, is just not geared up to cope with. So if you're an employer, I would be worried about early next week, how are your workers going to safely get to work? And if you're an employee, then I would be thinking or asking my employer, with potentially railway lines becoming buckled and lots of infrastructure disruption, how am I going to get to work? Should I be getting to work? There'll be COBRA meetings taking place over the next day or so in top-level government as just to how the country is going to cope with this kind of heat. And all the computer models are now in pretty much agreement that it is going to happen, and it's Monday and Tuesday. And if you go on the Met Office website, there's an amber warning for extreme heat for Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. I think it's Monday and Tuesday which is going to see the peak of the heat, when temperatures will be widely up into the mid, possibly high 30s, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if somebody hits 40, and if we hit 40, that will be unprecedented. The highest temperature we've ever reached or ever recorded in this country is 38.7. There's a good chance we're going to smash that.
Lady of Shalott says that also makes the argument the problem is houses are built to contain heat and not let it out. Like here, no AC, of course. People just go to the supermarket frozen food sections, or they can also go to the beach or go to the river as well. Like, I am staggered that apparently that in this modern age, you saw in that GB News clip, the heat wave of 1976 was referenced, where there was also a drought there. So it's not that unprecedented. But obviously, since 1976, climate control indoor systems have become much more advanced. I swear that there's a lot more air conditioners in the UK than is being reported. Now, also with these emergency COBRA meetings about the red alert, extreme heat national emergency, it is so serious, the situation, that Boris Johnson, the now caretaker Prime Minister, isn't even attending. He is having his wedding reception party at the Prime Minister's holiday home in Chequers. So if the Prime Minister of the country is having a party during a supposed national emergency, like he did during the pandemic, then you can guarantee that it's not a natural it's not a national emergency there. If the Prime Minister's buggered off and is having a huge, I would assume, outdoor party in the heat to celebrate because he couldn't have a big reception under the COVID rules. I mean, he could have he got away with other such parties. So that's one of the reasons that people speculate that he wanted to stay on a caretaker capacity, so he could have his and Carrie's wedding reception at Chequers. There is a Conservative MP who's called that he said that cowards taking precautions in a heat wave are snowflakes and everything wrong with Britain. So John Hayes, he used to be government minister at the Climate Change Department, suggested that fear of the heat was everything wrong with modern Britain, the state in which we now live. This is not a brave new world, but a cowardly new world where we have to live in a country where we are frightened of the heat. It's not surprising that in snowflake Britain, the snowflakes are melting. Thankfully, most of us are not snowflakes. The idea that we clamour for hot weather for most of the year and then shut down when it does heat up is indicative of the state in which we now live. And so this independent article smears him as a climate change skeptic. And we also have, what is it? Because, well, it is Monday dawn over in the UK. Sky News UK has a live blog of the heat wave there. So they have a live blog. Obviously, they always have a COVID blog, but now they've got a weather blog as well. And of course, the mainstream media in the UK has been ratcheting up the fear. This is what the weather on the left is what the hot weather forecast used to be like: sunshine, and then weather forecasting today, scorched earth. This is from ITV: extreme heat Monday, Tuesday, danger to life. The front of the Daily Mirror in the UK: national emergency meltdown. And then there's the Guardian: thousands may die as record highs expected. Now, one a UK Twitter account that I follow is August. She mainly counters the COVID hysteria. Now she's countering the heat hysteria. And so she's put out, wear a hat and save lives. Hashtag be safe. Hashtag stay safe. And remember, you all should wear a hat, sunglasses, and slip, slop, slap, because you know, her hat and sunglasses won't work unless the rest of the British people put on a hat, sunglasses, and put on sunscreen. Because remember, that's how it works. Melissa said, "Lol, that's a normal day here in Queensland most of the year." I think I saw your meme on Facebook, Melissa. About anything less than 20 degrees is like an ice age. And further up here, Margot Huss says that people die from cold weather too, especially if it's unaffordable to turn on a heater. This is why they're talking about that air conditioning can cool people in this extreme heat, but you're not supposed to put it on because of climate change. So what is that? Obviously, they say that, if it's too cold like it is at the moment, just rug up. But how do you, cool down a energy free in the UK? I guess you can go to the nearest lake or beach, but of course there's landlocked countries that don't have beaches. I don't know, what is it? There's only so much clothes that you can take off to escape the hot weather. You put water on yourself, like you said. Yes, and also stay hydrated as well. I'm just making the point, Hadron, that obviously air conditioning, climate control, this advanced technologies that's been invented, that can save lives during heat waves as well. A lady of Charlotte says, there are lots of dumb British people who do not use sunscreen. Lots of lobster red people walking around in summer. Yes, and after you get sunburn, the next time you go out to put sunscreen on, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And yeah, this is one of the things that I'm trying to counter here, that because of this new technocratic class that believe that people are stupid and they need to be told what to do, even obvious stuff. I mean, the stuff that they were saying at the beginning, like look out for your elderly neighbors. I mean, that used to be done 50 years ago. People used to know everybody on their street, look after the vulnerable elderly person that lived next door. But it's become such an antisocial, centralized government society that apparently you can't check upon your neighbors without the government telling you. People are stupid and need to be told what to do, but not by them, by me. Lady Green J says, I got sunburnt in southern Wales as a child. Jeremy Clarkson, one of the UK's most politically incorrect personalities, said it's very hot in the south of France, but so far as I know, there's no DEFCON 8 level 3 killer death heatwave warning in place. You can always depend on Jeremy Clarkson. And some businesses, they've got signs out, very sorry, it's too hot to open the chip store today. I mean, it's all very bizarre. Now, I don't know if the final 5 UK Conservative leadership candidates have been asked how they're going to control the heat. So the 5 that are left, they had this. I don't know why they went on a Sky News UK debate, given that Sky News UK, their 2 most prominent commentators, Kay Burley and Beth Rigby, are so anti-Tory. So the final 5, somebody said that this looked like the set of the weakest link. So there's 5 left: Rishi Sunak, Penny Mordaunt, Liz Truss, Kemi Badenoch, and Tom Tugendhat. There'll be a 3rd round of voting where another one will be eliminated. You would say that's going to be Tom Tugendhat. Probably the most conservative candidate that remains is Kemi Badenoch. She's of Nigerian background, though she was born in the UK. I previously mentioned that obviously if the the final 2 are voted by the Conservative Party membership, it would certainly change the British identity if a non-Indigenous Brit was to become the Prime Minister. I still don't know who I really want. I'm definitely part of the stop. When I say part of the Stop Rishi movement, that's what I believe. That no, the UK is not ready for Rishi. Rishi Sunak, he was basically plotting behind Boris Johnson's back for many months. Is basically an ideological vacuum. I mean, he is an immigrant success story in that is that he's assimilated to be part of the British aristocracy. Lady of Charlotte, I hate all of them. Lady of Charlotte says Kay Burley hates the Tories. She's a really unpleasant woman. Oh yeah, she totally is. She's shrill. So she's the breakfast host, and Beth Rigby, she's the political reporter. She's so biased against the Tories. So, it's basically like the I don't know if the what is it? Federal Liberals had a leadership contest debate on ABC News or hosted by The Guardian. Lady Green says, "Oh no, Kay is a red-headed bird. She'll be fried toast. She'll probably be." Well, they probably have really cool inside the Sky News UK studio there. So Liz Truss, she's backed by the Brexiteers, Jacob Rees-Mogg and Nadine Dorries, even though she was a Remainer during the referendum. Penny Mordaunt, she supported Brexit during the 2016 referendum. She has had a naval career, so she's a patriot, strong in national security and immigration, but she's seen as woke on social issues because she said trans women are women, trans men are men. She's divorced and childless, so that obviously Theresa May was childless. That didn't work out. You sort of want. Liz Truss has children. I'm not sure about Kemi Badenoch. Why don't I look it up now? Kemi Badenoch has 3 children. Yes, and there is a photo of Penny Mordaunt who with Bill Gates. There's a question on Entropy from Hadron Anti-Bullying. Thoughts on Lauren Southern saying Dave Pello took all of their money from an Australian tour, allegedly. I haven't watched the whole thing. Lauren Southern's The Whole Truth. I'd be interested to hear. I don't know if Dave Pello has responded, but I'd be interested to see his to hear his side of the story. I see that Lady of Charlotte says Liz Truss is childless too. No, she's not. She has 2 children. Obviously, Penny Mordaunt, she is the most, you sort of say, attractive in terms of, like, she's a very good looking lady. She's actually the same age as Liz Truss, and Liz Truss is, she looks very much older there. Lady of Charlotte says Liz Truss is a warmonger. She was urging British parents to send their sons to war in the Ukraine. She is dangerous. I got to hope that she does not come PM. Yes, I do not trust her. You can guarantee which other woman gets the final 2 with Rishi. The reason it's pronounced that Rishi is because there's this clip circulating from when he was at Oxford and he had this really bad lisp. They all have flaws, these candidates. Obviously, Rishi is the absolute worst, but they'll get down to the final 2 by the end of the week. So we will know, and then there of course there is the Tory membership vote. So, and the winner will be announced on September 5. Now, obviously, what's going on in the UK with their unprecedented extreme heat, contrasted here, where it is such a cold winter, but it is not a national emergency. I hate it. It is way too cold. I went for a walk just after dark, and it was so cold. I've been counting down the days until the end of winter. It's I feel like I feel like Phil Connors in Groundhog Day when he's like blah 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 blah. There is no way this winter is ever going to end. That's how it feels, and it feels to me like we didn't really have a summer because of that bastard La Nina, which meant it was stormy and raining. Extreme weather in Australia, it's only of a concern if it leads to obviously flooding and bushfires. If it's really hot, then obviously there's that bushfire risk, but the high temperatures are not a threat in themselves. But unfortunately, this La Nina could be back this summer as well. So if this happens, it'd be the 3rd time it happening since 1950. So just great. As I said, I don't remember a over 40-degree summer day in Victoria since I was a child. La Nina, yes, it's the opposite of El Nino. I mean, I think the happiest summer day I had was when I went to the New Year's Eve Elwood Beach Freedom barbecue. It was by the beach side. It was really hot. I just had a thoroughly good day because you are happier in the heat, and obviously more crops grow in the heat. Crop yields increase, providing that you're using fertilizer that actually works, not synthetic fertilizer like Sri Lanka used. But don't worry, we have now the new climate consensus in Australia. They'll stop their temperatures being so high that that they're not being at the moment. Obviously, Albanese at the Pacific Island Forum touted his 43% emissions reduction target, and he plans to legislate it when Parliament finally opens next Monday. And of course, in New South Wales, one of the few remaining coalition's government, the Treasurer and Energy Minister Matt Green, he is pushing the net zero as well. Obviously, the federal coalition supports net zero, but they're not going for a legislated target. And over the weekend, we had the Victorian Liberal opposition pledge that a Matthew Guy Liberals and National Government, we will legislate our emissions reduction target of 50% by 2030. That this will give Victorians certainty. As ex-Liberal MLC Bernie Finn said, it'll give Victorians certainty of higher power prices and higher cost of living. There you go. Like, I'm happy to trade places with the UK people. I mean, I'll happily take the 40-degree days, and they can have their really cold winters back. I mean, when they're in the depths of winter, that's when there'll be energy shortages, and like there could be excess deaths from people freezing to death there. So that's the summary. Like, the weather's gone from, as I said to Crescio earlier in the chat, the weather's gone from just a small talk discussion to national emergency, which could cause thousands and thousands of death and put pressure on the health system. So there we go. All right, thank you, everybody, for watching Tim's News Explosion tonight. There'll be no Wilmsfront again this week, so I'll be back with Trad Tasman Talk with Stephen Berry, 6 p.m. 7 p.m. Melbourne time on the Unshackled YouTube channel. At 7 p.m. when Stephen is on, we'll be discussing both Australia and New Zealand developments. Obviously, down here, the COVID hysteria is back. I wonder if that'll happen in the UK when they get closer to winter as well. Keep an eye out for new reports from Tiger Mountain with Richard Wollstonecroft, and also knowledge reports with Andy Nolch on his BitChute channel as well. All right, everyone, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and if you're living down under, stay warm. Obviously, it's not an emergency, but it's always just best not to be too cold. Good night, everybody.
Tim's News Explosion. 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 Tim's News Explosion.